It's your boy Devius motherfucking mind. Got my boy J.E. Floats in the building now.
God,
welcome back, my boy. What's good? What's good?
It's almost a year.
Damn, not a year, but it's not a year. I mean, we still going though. We still, man, making this motherfucker float, man. Literally. Let's go. So, man, what the hell you been on, bro?
Just a whole bunch of music, man. Just opportunities in music, man. Staying low, but at the same time still being out there. It's a whole different, not the same floats from when you last saw me.
I can believe that. I can believe that. I bet you elevated your shit, right?
Oh yeah, I definitely kept the promise and everything.
Man, come on now.
Man,
come on,
elevation, my brother.
Man, what's up with these projects, man? What you working on right now?
Working on the album and stuff. The Born to Do It too, the album, but I'm letting that chill because I dropped 2 projects since we last talked. For sure, the Wolfpack project, that shit turned out to be unexpected, and then of course the Lone Wolf project. So I dropped those back to back.
Now, come on, now. I still follow. So I've been listening to a few of them and shit like that, man. I just want to know what new shit you got going on. Let the people know, bro.
I can't even tell you. I honestly can't.
You can, but you don't want to.
I honestly can't tell you. I don't like the people like the Black Blessings and shit, but I got some big shit together, putting the city together. It's no more just J Floats. I'm working with some very important people for
That's
sure.
That's what's up.
So I'm trying to put the city together.
So let me put it like this: you a spitter or a hitter with this Milwaukee rap shit?
Try to be both. I try to have the hits and still talk my spit at the same time. Definitely transform from just a whole song. Like when I first started years and years ago, it used to just be all bars and shit, no hooks. Concepts be all over the fucking place. Be talking about cutting grass, and then next thing you know, peanut butter jelly, like just random. But now, like, I can come up with a hook about anything, and like that was the whole thing, was just growth. Like I just wanted to make sure I had growth. Like, if I wanted to make a song about single mothers, that was royalty. For all my friends that wore their fucking jewelry, that's what diamonds was for. 2020 was fucking crazy, that's what life was crazy was for. Like I had a song for every fucking meaning, and people actually keep that shit up. But the only song, like I'm not even saying the only, but the biggest song that got everybody's attention was Perk. Did that shit at shows, did that shit.
Hey yo, I was just gonna ask you about that, because Perk is that shit, my nigga.
Different videographers.
I'm not gonna lie.
Video, like it's that song. I didn't expect that to be the song. Like every dog, I'm pretty sure if you ask any artist from here on out from the rest of this season, ask them what song they thought was a hit, then ask them what's their biggest song. 9 times out of 10, it's not the song they thought it was going to be.
That Perk is actually fucking lit, bro.
I tried to.
Dog, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That shit fucking lit, bro. I was like, whoa, man. I had to go back and listen to it again.
I had videographers from Ohio, Florida. Like, they want to shoot my first video to that, because they know that's going to be the first. Well, it's going to be the second now. I'll tell you about that a little later in the podcast. But they want that to be the first. Like, when you do the video, I'm going to shoot that. And Purpose, the song that got me in Atlanta in that Houston shit for next year.
So shit, you ain't even been in Milwaukee like that.
No. I do it, but
no, I said you ain't even been in Milwaukee. Like,
no, I still be here.
I can believe that, but no, you been
like the marketing and shit. Yeah, all of that shit, and actually leaving. Yeah, cool. definitely for sure.
Where are you been, man? Where you been floating to?
About to double back to Georgia. That's in December for the Moss Fest finale. I got a festival I'm doing next March in Austin, Texas for 4 days. I'm too excited about that shit.
Cool.
I got one, I don't know if I'm gonna do this one, but I'm gonna still say it. I got asked to do a show in Memphis around November-ish. So that's gonna be like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Next month, my 4 of my songs is in this film, King Girls, and they doing a movie screening at Southgate before they actually show it out in all the movies. So that's one of my big ones I'm excited about. Then there's one more. There's one more major one. I don't know. It's just a lot.
You got so much going on.
Yeah.
You just don't even know where to start.
Come on. And I'm doing the Christmas thing this year. My first ever Christmas song. So not Christmas song, but I'm in the West Alice Christmas Parade this year. So That's going to be my first parade.
West Dallas, Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, West Dallas, Wisconsin.
I've never fucking heard of no.
Didn't know they do Christmas parades. Me neither.
That's fucking brand spanking new to me, but man.
I actually do it.
So guess what? We was today years old. We found out it's a West Dallas Christmas parade going on.
Leave it to Milwaukee to surprise you, like.
Man,
for sure.
That song Touchdown you got. What was your approach when you fucking went, like, officially went to the studio today? Just lay it down and
that was the laziest song I probably did.
Really?
That's the When I Say I'm Up, my nigga, I'm talking Scott. You talking about that? Yeah, the Touchdown I'm Up. That was the laziest song I probably ever did. And people it wasn't a jumping, like it wasn't appealing and shit. My 16 was probably regular. Until probably not to the second verse, but it was just like, oh, I'm gonna just make this song and throw it on the tape. Like it was one of them, and people still like it, but it ain't one of people's like first go to. Like when they listen to J.
I want to ask that shit like that. What was your approach with it? That's
my answer. The laziest shit. I was ready to just wrap up the mixtape, and it still turned out fire. Not even a lot of artists can do that shit though. Like,
that is really
they have a lazy approach, and you can hear it. You can't tell it was lazy until I just told you. So that says a lot of us.
Man, you know how we do, man. We smoke a little marijuana, call it a day.
That was like 3:36 in the morning. I was ready to go to sleep. That was a 24-hour session when I did both of those tapes, the Lone Wolf and the Wolf Project. It didn't need to take 24 hours, but I took my time with it for sure.
So it was quick with it.
Did both of those in a day. Ad-libs, all of it, mixing in a day.
People don't do that shit though, man. So how did you do it? If you don't mind me asking, how did you do that? Two albums in like 48 hours?
Yeah, 2 tapes. Cause it's the Born to Do It 2 is actually gonna be my first album. All of these just either tapes or EPs and shit.
Okay.
But I always had the raps and shit written before I had the booth. So they might be 2 months old, they might be a month old. I might have just wrote this shit yesterday. But the whole thing is, like, when I'm on break at work or something, or if I'm at home on my downtime, I go over them to the point they, like, drilled in my head. So that's why most of that shit is always, like, it's either 2 takes tops, but most of the time it's 1 take. Of course, you gotta do the ad-libs, the hooks and shit, but as far as the straight verse, the 16, 1 take. You should know your own project and shit. That's what I used to tell people, like, go to your shows and you rap them. You should know you wrote the shit.
You don't need your shit playing in the background. You don't need none of that if you know your shit.
Like
for real.
I really didn't. So now I'm like back and forth. Like, all right, I'm gonna have to start getting the instrumentals and just playing it. Cause the only thing that taught me that was the Locks and Dipset verses.
Okay.
They ran instrumentals. The Locks, as in they ran instrumentals that whole night.
Speaking of, was the fight fixed?
No.
Locks fucking won that shit.
It wasn't fixed. Dipset had the songs, but that's another thing.
Some of the songs. They
had the songs, but the song selection is everything. Everything. They didn't play all their back shit into the back burner, but at that time it was too fucking late.
Jay to tell that nigga,
it was already too late.
It's like, bro, we don't even know this song, but it's lit. Told him that shit straight up.
We knew that for sure. I know I did. Big Dipset thing.
Alright, man. Questions. Better movies. Top 5. You ready?
Yeah, got you.
Goodfellas or Casino?
Goodfellas. Casino's up there though. I watch them both.
Cool. Avengers or Batman vs Superman?
Anything Marvel. Stop it.
Swear to God.
Stop it. Seriously.
Okay, this is Saw or Nightmare on Elm Street?
Saw.
Why?
Even though, I mean, Freddy talks to you and shit, he makes you not go to sleep, but Saw was some next level. Very. You paid for, like, that's like paying for your sins and we just watch you do it, no matter if you survive or not. Like, that was some next level shit. So Saw by landslide. That's literally the best horror shit ever.
I'm gonna go with you on that shit.
Like, you really pay for your sins and we watch it on cam, so ding dong.
Alright. I'm going Denzel with this one. American Gangster or Training Day?
Training Day. So got him his first Oscar.
Say no more. Alright. Last
King
and final
Boogie
one.
got shit on me. I fuck with both for sure.
Man. I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers.
Just know that one got way more quotables than American Gangster. Yeah, that's why I'm just
I'm with you on that. Alright, final one.
Mm-hmm.
All Eyes on Me or Notorious?
Notorious.
Why?
Biggie's my favorite rapper. Biggie's the best lyricist I ever heard in my life. Tupac is the best artist I ever heard. Like Tupac was definitely
that's
an artist.
the actual.
But I always say like outside of Hit 'Em Up, give me a Tupac line.
They say pussy and paper and poetry, power and pistols, plotting on motherfuckers before they get you. Do I need to say him up?
Yeah. I'm about to say Biggie more commercial. Biggie more commercial success. He had it. Pac just had they just two different things. But I was the flashy nigga. I went with the flashy nigga. I wasn't with the Black Panther movement, switch it up to be a gangster. Oh, I'm with the nigga who wanted the hoes, who dressed the flies, who had the bougies, and he had the raps to prove it.
Let's go.
I love me some Biggie, dog. Rest in peace.
Let's go.
For sure.
Alright, you got bars. Who was one of the hottest spitters you heard coming up?
See, that's not fair.
No, it's fair. It's fair.
The first rap album I ever stole was my stepdad's DMX cassette. DMX is dark and it's hot.
Okay.
Stole that. But once I had touched that Biggie is ready to die, and then obviously I was old enough to know the back with the Life After Death 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But once I had heard that, but I grew up on everything. The DOC, not talking Dr. Dre.
Come on, no.
DOC.
No one could do it better.
E40, I was a big E40
Which one?
fanatic.
In a major way?
I liked the E40. To me, E40's best album is the when he got a Lil Jon, My Ghetto Report Card. I thought that was the most complete E40 I ever witnessed in my life.
That was alright, but man, no, in a major way was E40's hands down best.
First E40 song I ever heard was what was that? What was that? Sprinkle Me Man with that time. Oh my God, man. I fell in love with E40 after that.
See, that's the same album. That's the same album, bro.
Wasn't big on
Justin is disgusted, bro. He had the whole fucking West Coast on that bitch, bro.
Like when I was raised in Ohio, they was big on West Coast music, so we was real big on Mac Dre, E40.
See?
We really knew Too Short. Like we met these
Mars,
niggas,
bro. Dog. I mean,
MC Mars. We actually met these niggas, so that's why I was like.
MC8s, my nigga. I mean, come on now. I got a catalog, but I ain't talking about me.
Niggas be sleep on. They be sleep on DJ Quick on their production slide, not just the R&B. I'm like, this nigga make beats too. Like y'all be tripping. And they ask me my age, and then they be like, "Oh shit, you know?" I'm like, my parents raised me well, man. Shout out to my grand. I came from that era where your mom had a CD, like they own little CD thing. Your dad had one. As soon as you took it out, which one of y'all took my? It was never sweet. Like I came from that era, so they had some collections for sure. I give my parents and them for sure. People who was born in the 70s and shit, they had the perfect blend of the R&B. But then once rap emerged, like y'all was the first to, y'all was there. Like when it first ground broke and everything, y'all was there. We was just like the after effect, but.
For real.
You gotta know your life. So whatever you do, I don't care if you a banker, a football player, music, whatever, you can just the shoe shine. Just know your history and whatever you doing, but that avoids so many problems.
For real.
So many problems, for sure.
Man, what advice would you give a new hip hop artist?
What advice would I give a new hip hop artist? Oof. Never trip. Never trip. No matter the process, even if it's high and then you crash and burn, if it's a slow process, your ride is your ride. That's why people always be so worried about the destination. They don't never just sit back and think about the journey. But the journey is what makes the destination so fucking cold and beautiful. Like I made it. You just skip over that shit, get your first class flight, skip over all of them hard times and shit. And even the good, you don't get to experience the true like grind, like the emotional feeling out of it. And
a lot of these motherfuckers don't see that though, man.
I mean, when you used to
they want to shit fast.
I was just about to say, when you used to doing shit fast the whole time and just fast this, fast that. Even though I can't even say I kind of relate. I kind of can, I kind of can't. And I was a track star. I went to college for that shit. But all you know is just like getting shit real price, real fix. I mean, like all of that is just.
It's not worth it.
Why take it, like, you so used to that, like, why take it slow now? And that's their mindset. Why stop now? Or why put the brakes on it now? Right. And I get it. So that's why it's like, I'd rather just gradually move at my pace. It's my race. So that's why I'm gonna definitely tell artists, just focus on your race. Don't worry about other artists. Even if they pop, support your friends, especially the ones that do it for sure. No matter if they even sell candy, but support your friends, because you never know who the fuck they know. And I done found that out this year. They were like, how you get to success? I'm like, it's the network. And that's another thing, it's the network. But not in your city. You have to take that leap of faith. And I don't care if you, even in Atlanta. Even the Atlanta niggas, they take the leap to Texas, Florida. I done heard plenty of stories from since I've been down there, they just being stuck in Atlanta. And that's why I be trying to tell my friends, like, yeah, you going to Atlanta and shit. But it's 49 other states thinking the same shit.
That's very true.
They want to go to Atlanta too. Nobody's talking about Texas like that ever since the whole with the pipe thing. They ain't talking about Florida like that. They don't want to go nowhere else. California's too expensive. I don't know.
Everybody think they comfortable with what they sitting on and shit like that. They like out the element.
I mean, I get like Atlanta. That's what I say. I get Atlanta, but Atlanta's not the only up and rising spot. And
that's why we
that's
why we here in Milwaukee now.
I was
trying to put this bitch on the map.
And shout out, I can't even shout out, but man, the city doing some big ass things.
We trying to wild, bro.
Man, I'm telling you.
What are we trying to wild? So look at now the top three: Milwaukee, Chi-Town, or Minnesota rap. What's your favorite? Out of all three of those.
Gotta be Shy. Simply because Kanye West is my second favorite producer of all time. He's actually in my top 5 of artists of all time. The new Kanye bugs me out. I get it. Okay. Them first 6 albums he dropped was just, you can't take that away from nobody because it done got him through. It done got a lot of people through. And I done saw the growth for that. So it'll have to be from that. Of course, I grew up on Twister. The new generation, I'm big on G Herbo, was out of all of them. Chief Keef was the first 16-year-old from there to make a mill easily, and he was born the same year as me, so I'm Chicago by a landslide. All right. Milwaukee would do it, and Minnesota would do it if they just look at it. Once they did this, it might not as be big as how it was in 2012, but they got their piece of the
advice you're giving to people right now, bro.
Like,
let's put it like that.
That's why they'll see. I'm telling you, when the album dropped, they'll see.
So, man,
they'll see.
Ultimate question I want to ask you before we kick it off and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you was there and like in the spotlight, will you be ready for the limelight?
Oh yeah, easily.
Why?
Because I went through everything. Of course, you go through the highs and the lows and like all of that, but I really was battle tested to the point where when I did my first show, I forgot the words and shit. Like, I honestly forgot the words, like after the whole second verse. And now, literally 2 months later, just did another show. Next thing you know, I'm in Atlanta for the Moss Fest. And that ain't just off of like the crowd and no A&Rs, they send you there. And now I'm finna be in front of QC and all of them. I'm about to try to put Milwaukee on.
Swear.
Most likely trying to get Boozy though. I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to get that Boozy one for sure, cause he fuck with the mill heavy, and I'm trying.
No, he always have though.
He always have, and I'm trying to tell people like, if I bring him here, like we finna win. Cause I ain't just thinking about myself. I think about all the videographers I work with, the producers, and I'm trying to tell niggas like when I make it. Shout out to Richie Slim, cause he make my beats now. So when I make it, like a prime example, boom, out of there. So. But like when y'all do videographer shit, I can point them out. Y'all can get like, it's all about them upgrades and them elevates. Like, man, you just know people who know people.
Let the people, bro, know where they can follow J.E. Floats at, where your songs at, dog.
Oh man, everywhere. It's on all the platforms. J.E.Floats, FLOATS. Ain't nothing too hard about that. It's follow me on Instagram, J.E._floats. Facebook, J.E.floats, 1 or 2. I'm like literally everywhere now. So, and it's only getting bigger and bigger from here. Especially after the movie thing, or I could say it's on here. The prices is going up, ladies and gents. I swear to God. After that movie shit next month, it is going up, and I'm so proud to say that. But it's all about. I'm just happy to work with other artists in the city that's either here with me or they're above me. So that's all it is. Is like people just need to brush off their egos, go type in with the right people, but don't fuck up your blessings and shit. Cause people do like to run off with the plug and shit. Don't. Cause you just never know when you might meet that person again. I done witnessed that too a couple times. So you just never know when they might come back reaching out for you. So always be good. That's the advice I can just tell people. Just be yourself, be good, bro. Cause shit may not look good now, but I promise you, it's all about that journey and that destination. Once you get there, it's a wrap. I'm super close. And that's for damn sure.
Look, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up with J.E. My boy.
Boy, thank you for having me, my brother.
Devius Mind, Battle with the Culture.
Yeah, shout out to the culture, for sure.
We're gonna get up with y'all later. Why?